Hello, everyone. We're going to look at a game from the German Bundesliga. This game took place on September 9th, and it's between Fabiano Caruana with the white pieces from the United States of America, who I actually played when he was a young child prodigy, and now he's number two in the world. And the player with the black pieces is a young 19-year-old from Poland, Szymon Gamulash, who is 25-18. So we're going to get right into it. Again, Fabiano with the white pieces. And the game started out as a modern defense. And after e4, g6, d4, bishop g7, Fabiano played in a very classical style, knight c3, d6, and then played bishop e3. So he's kind of holding back his intentions, not placing the knight on f3, which would indicate a classical setup. Here with the bishop on e3, white still has ideas of playing moves like f3, g4, h4, or queen d2, castle and queen side, etc. Black plays a6, so he's playing it coy and basically signaling his attacking intentions on the queen side with b5. So many times if white is to play queen d2 and castles on the queen side, black has a ready-made attack with moves like b5, b4, etc., hitting the knight. So it's kind of like a cat and mouse game. Fabiano plays a super aggressive move g4. More common, f4, with the same intent of attacking on the king side of the board. So here, g4 is played and b5 from black. And now bishop g2 from Caruana, exploiting the open diagonal. And now bishop b7, h4, and now h5. This is an important point in the game because black would not mind if white locked up the king side with g5, because this would effectively stall white's attack over there, and then black can of course continue his operations on the queen side. Caruana exchanges, keeping the position open. Rook takes h5, and this gives white tempi right here with bishop f3. The rook retreats, and the attack continues h5. And now e5 is played, so black is going to strike back in the center. However, one of the basic principles in chess is that when you are leading in development, you just simply want to open up the position. So it's basically you're starting a fight while the numbers are in your favor. That's the basic principle. So this is why Caruana just opens the position by exchanging on e5. So d takes e5, bishop takes e5, h takes g6, f takes g6. Rooks are exchanged, and white is already better here as the king is sort of stuck in the middle of the board. The g pawn is weak, and white maintains its lead in development. So this is why e5 is played. And this move right here, white threatens the bishop on b7. So knight c6, black tries to catch up in development. And now simply bishop e4, harassing the black pawn on g6. Knight g e7, defending. Queen g4, keeping up the initiative here. Bishop takes e5. Now bishop takes g6 prohibits black from castling. And now queen g4. And this stops black from escaping via c8 with this king. So the king is forced to stay in the middle of the board. And now white castles, no pun intended. Queen f6. Now knight d5, and you can see that black is in a world of trouble here, as white has a tremendous initiative. He's not only threatening the queen on f6, he's also threatening to play knight c7, forking the king and the rook. So it's a good double attack here. And that's a basic tactic in chess, is that you always want to look for moves that accomplish more than one thing. So in this case, a double attack, attacking both the queen and the pawn on c7. And if you place dilemmas constantly in front of your opponent, eventually they're going to make a mistake, or they just simply won't be able to meet the multiple threats at the same time. Queen f7. And now, in case you're wondering, if bishop takes b2 check here, king b1, the queen has to move and also protect the bishop on b2. Then black will soon get checkmated after queen e6, and let's say king d8, and then bishop g5. Or at least he'll lose a large portion of his material. This is why black simply played queen f7. Caruana played knight f3. So now all of his pieces are engaged in the attack, and black still really hasn't completed his development. Bishop c8, queen e4, and now you might notice the knight is hanging on c6, so he still can't finish his development here. So rook b8, and here Caruana plays knight g5 again, just putting more gasoline onto the fire. Bishop f5, knight c7 check. Now I just want to say one more thing, is that usually if you're in the worst position, the general rule is that a tactical solution is not going to work out favorably for you, due to the fact that your development is worse than your opponent. If melee breaks out, you have fewer pieces in play than your opponent, so usually the tactics are not going to work in your favor, and you can see that on display here. So black is trying his best to resolve the situation tactically, so he plays bishop f5 and tries to attack, but since his position is worse, the tactics backfire. So knight takes c7 check happens, king d7 is forced, and now knight takes f7, taking the queen, and you can see that white is just simply able to ignore black's attack. Bishop takes e4 here, and now knight takes a6, and black was forced to resign. The reason is that after rook a8, then just simply knight takes e5 check, knight takes e5, this is all forced, and then knight c5 picks up the bishop on e4, king c6, and then knight takes e4, and this is why black had to resign. So that was a very strong game from Caruana. By the way, he was rated 28-35 at the time, and black is rated 25-18, so you have approximately a 300-point rating difference. So definitely that played a factor, but also I would say the opening had a big influence on what happened too. The modern defense is not really seen at the highest level of chess for various reasons, just not that lack of control in the center, or in giving Caruana all of that space in the center and on the king side is very difficult to deal with, especially if you're the weaker player here. So anyway, that is it for this particular video. Check the links below. There will be DVDs slash books related to this particular opening, which today is the modern defense, or some of you old school players might recognize it as a robot defense. But anyway, all of that will be in the links below. And let me know if you have any questions about the commentary or certain moves made in the game. And also, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so that my videos will be moved in the algorithm of YouTube. And also donate to my channel and send all your money to me. And I would appreciate it. No, I'm just kidding. But please support my channel if the videos help out your chess gaming. And I'll see you soon on the next one.